All right, let's talk about the quantum revolution. And here's the thing. It's not some far-off sci-fi concept. It's happening right now. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a roadmap, not just to keep up, but to get way ahead of the curve. We're talking about the exact steps you can take to grab a piece of this massive opportunity. Sound good? Let's jump right in.
And that quote, it really hits the nail on the head. That is the uncomfortable truth, isn't it? Most people are completely in the dark. But you know what that creates? A huge, massive skills gap. And that gap, well, that's your invitation. That's where you come in. So, think of this as your personal guide to bridging that gap and making yourself absolutely essential in this new quantum age. So that's the big question, isn't it? How do you make sure you're one of the few who's actually ready? Well, it's pretty simple. You need a plan. The folks who get this sorted out now, while we're still in the early days, they're going to have a ridiculous advantage. And that's exactly what we're here to do. Give you that step-by-step playbook to build your quantum know-how so you can be one of the pioneers. Okay, let's start with the big why. Why should you even care about quantum computing? The short answer is, it's about to change pretty much everything. And I'm not talking about some distant, maybe one-day future. This is happening now, and it's going to shake up every single industry. And look, we are not talking about little tweaks here and there. Just think about this for a second. Imagine finance, where you can predict market shifts with scary accuracy, or pharmaceuticals discovering new life-saving drugs in a matter of months instead of decades. And what about AI? We're talking about models so powerful, they make us rethink what intelligence even is. That's the world quantum is building right now. It really, truly changes the entire game.
Okay, so this chart pretty much says it all. The demand for people who can actually use this stuff to solve real problems, it's skyrocketing. But the supply? The number of people who actually have these skills, it's tiny. Look at that gap. That right there, that's not just a gap. That's your golden ticket. It's the biggest career opportunity we've seen in a long, long time. It's a chance to get in on the ground floor.
And if you think this is all just hype, think again. The biggest players in the game, we're talking IBM, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they are throwing billions, with a B, at this. They're in a flat-out race to build the quantum future. And guess what they need? People. They are absolutely desperate to find talent that can help them win.
Okay, so we've established the opportunity is huge. But the big question is, how do you even start, right? Well, here's the best part, and I really want you to hear this. You don't need a PhD in physics. Seriously, you can put that old textbook away.
Let's break it down into 3 levels of, let's call it, quantum literacy. At level 1, you've got awareness. This is for managers, for executives, the people who need to understand the business side of things. All the way at the other end, level 3, is innovation. This is for the deep researchers, the PhDs who are inventing brand new algorithms from the ground up. But the real magic, the sweet spot for most of us, is right there in the middle. Level 2, application.
Yep, level 2. This is absolutely the sweet spot. This is where you're not inventing the core physics, you're using the tools. You're the one taking these incredible quantum platforms and applying them to solve actual real-world problems. And let me tell you, that role, that's the most valuable, most in-demand person in the entire quantum workforce right now, period.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. This is your roadmap, your step-by-step guide from being a total beginner to actually building with quantum computers.
So it really breaks down into 4 key steps. First up, you've got to build your foundation. This just means getting comfy with a bit of Python and revisiting some basic linear algebra. Vectors, matrices, that sort of thing. Step 2 is learning the core concepts. This is where you get your hands on some cool, free tools to really understand things like qubits and entanglement. Then, step 3, and this one is super important, master a framework. You got to pick one, like Qiskit, and just go deep. And finally, step 4. This is where the magic happens. You specialize. You take everything you've learned and point it at your domain, whether it's finance or AI. You start solving problems that, frankly, no one else can.
Now, I'm not going to lie, this isn't something you'll knock out in a weekend. It's going to take some focus. But just look at this timeline. It's totally doable. In just 1 or 2 months, you can have that foundation solid. Give it a few more months, you're implementing algorithms. And with about 6 to 12 months of consistent effort, you could be specializing and creating some serious value in your field. That's an incredible return on your time.
So, when you have to master a framework, which one should you pick? Look, there are a few good ones out there, but my recommendation for almost anyone starting out is Qiskit. Yeah, it's backed by IBM, which is great, but the real reason is the community. It's huge, it's active, and the documentation is the best you'll find. It's simply the fastest way to go from knowing nothing to actually running your first program on a quantum computer.
And what's this all going to cost you? How about nothing? Zero. Zilch. You don't need some huge university budget for this. There are so many incredible, top-tier resources out there for free. You've got the IBM Quantum Platform, the entire Qiskit textbook online, Microsoft's Quantum Katas to practice with, not to mention amazing YouTube channels. Literally everything you need to get started is just a click away.
Okay, having a big roadmap is great, but you know what's even better? Starting, like right now. So let's make this super concrete. Here is your 7-day action plan for how you can get the ball rolling this week.
Think of this as your first week challenge. It's designed to take you from just being curious to actually doing something. Day 1, super simple. Create that free IBM Quantum account and just run one of the sample circuits. Trust me, it's a huge mental win. Days 2 and 3, start building that foundation. Just spend an hour with a Python course. Day 4, join the Qiskit Slack community. Just pop in and say hi. Day 5, kick back and watch a great video on a core concept. Day 6, get your hands dirty again and try to implement your first simple algorithm. And then, Day 7, share one thing you learned. Post it somewhere. Boom. In just 1 week, you'll have gone from zero to actually running code on a quantum computer.
You know, this quote says it all, doesn't it? The quantum revolution isn't waiting for anyone. Every single day you wait, that starting line just moves a little bit further away. That window of opportunity, it's wide open for people who move now, but it is not going to stay open forever. The time to build your edge is literally right now.
So let's just leave it at this. The roadmap is right here. You know the steps to take, you know where to find the free resources. The quantum revolution is happening, with or without us. So the only real question left to ask is, will you be ready?